introduction?
Yeah.
Hi everyone, my name is Ali, and this is my class professor. Okay, has anyone had any idea about Greek life? Do you think it's kind of restaurant? Greek salad? In the beginning, we're gonna talk actually in this presentation. First, I'm gonna introduce a history about Greek life. After that, we're gonna explain about the chapters in Greek life, then the pillars of Greek life, office mission, and recruitment, benefits of enjoying Greek life, and finally the conclusion. There's no sound. No sound. Unfortunately. But from this short clip, can you get any idea about the Greek life?
No, they're just people.
The people? Do you think? Is it about like getting dead?
Oh my goodness.
This is the most important thing that I like about this film. Okay, actually being a student in an American university, you have to know about Greek life. The history of Greek life at American universities dates back to the 17th century. I'm talking about around 1770 exactly, when the first Greek life has started in the United States. The first club was started in called Free Hat Club. They announced it around 1776. Greek life showed or has shown at the University of Denver in 1889. What does it mean, Greek life? When you ever heard the Greek life, you have to think about the students club, which means individuals who share similar interests. They join together in non-class, in non-academic life. For example, it's not a class, but you go with people who have a similar interest with you, and you join with them during your free time. So, what's the reason they call it Greek life? There are different reasons, actually. We asked them, but they didn't provide the specific reason for call it Greek life. But they claim that because they use a lot of Greek letters, that's the reason they use the Greek life, or they use the term Greek life. So, if you walk in the campus here at DU, you will notice a lot of buildings or many buildings with Greek items or Greek letters. This is actually considered as a students' club. They gather together. They have the same goals, same interests, and they go via many activities. It's not academic activity.
Second part, it's about chapters. Chapter, it's part of organization who control the Greek lives in United States and in Canada. There is two chapters. The first one is fraternities, which is a kind of club for men, and there is sorority, which is kind of a club for women.
Okay, the pillars, when you hear about pillars in Greek life, every university every university has Greek life, which is a club for students. Those pillars are values or ideas they wanna instill in their students. So every like club, they have like some equality they wanna instill in their members. First, for example, scholarship, which is encouraging like their members to study harder. Leadership, preparing their like members to be leaders after they graduate. Friendship, becoming like brothers and sisters. And service, of course, going to school doesn't mean just going to your attending classes. Services, it talks about like community, doing something for the community that you belong to. And every like chapters or every fraternities and sororities, they do some service for the whole community that they live or belong to.
We found at the office 3 members, 2 graduate students and 1 teacher assistants who work at the office. The graduate student work as a part-time. They try to control the whole chapters at the campus, and they try to give some advice for the freshman student who want to be a part of this chapters.
Okay, what is it recruitment? Every like fall, freshmen when they go to the university, they can go and visit these chapters and to know about the chapter, to find a chapter that present your or that is similar to your value, to join the chapter. This what does it mean? Actually they call it rush, so it's different. Do they accept international students? What do you think? What do you think?
Yes, they do.
Only Greek students?
Yes,
What?
because
Greek.
also even it's Greek, because also American in this group, where it is based on
With the Greek mentality. Actually, yes, they do. And when we asked them, they assured us that they are actually a member of Tri Delta, and they have a lot of international students over there. Do they charge? Yes. They charge for being like a member of any chapter of it, or any chapters at DU. Actually, even since they provide like housing, so if you want to live in the chapter or in the fraternity or sorority, they charge you too. Even like Americans, when they go, sometimes they are required to go abroad to study. So if you want to keep your membership, you have to pay too. The benefits, what do you think?
The benefits. The important questions for any student. What's the benefits to be a member for the chapter? Is there any benefits? The first one is friendship. To make a new, to know a new friend with American people, with American students, to learn more about the life in America. Social connection. It's when you become a member at the Greek Lives and graduate from the school, you're still a member at that fraternity or sorority. So that's that makes you to have a connection between you and your friend, also after you graduate. Knowing American and other culture, because there are different culture and different students at the chapter, so that make you learn more about different culture, not just about your culture. Academic help. As you know, for the freshman students, he doesn't know about the professor or which kind of topic he need to choose at the university. The students at the chapters try to help each other to know about the professor, about the subject, what's the good choice for the students.
Stereotype, actually, I can bet that most of you at least has seen at least a movie about Greek life. But since you don't know about it, you don't know it. But the stereotype, like always they talking about partying, sexual abuse, drugs. We asked them about the stereotype here, and members there told us that the repetition of the chapters are the repetitions of deal, so that they control every activities. They make sure that they are not doing something that can affect the repetition of deal. What do you think about them, please?
They're so friendly. They try to help us, and we spend about 45 minutes with them.
42.
42. And they help us, and they give us the book about the Greek life, and also they give us a card, a business card, if we have any questions about the Greek life.
All right, but if you had the chance to join one of these those chapters, do not miss it, because I believe actually, if you want to learn a language, it's not just writing and reading. And I believe that knowing the culture is more helpful to learn the language, because sometimes you hear something but it doesn't make sense to you, and I think the problem is because you don't know the culture. So I believe if I had the chance, I would join it. This is for me.
Also, I think it's Greek life. It's a part of it's important part of student life in America, and as in our country or in our culture, we don't have any chance to try this life in our country. They don't have something like that. So if you have any chance to try it in America, go ahead.
That's it.
And also they mention about before 5 years they close chapter before they close chapter for 4 years because they didn't accept the rules, so they close it. That means there is strong rules at DU.
Any question?
Well, I have a question. Did you know that the ELC used to be a fraternity house?
No.
Used to be?
The ELC, the ELC building
Uh-huh.
used to be a fraternity house
Wait.
several years ago, maybe 10 years ago. I think they didn't follow the rules, and they were. But I have a real question. When you talked about the benefits of joining a fraternity, and you talked more about social connections after students graduate. That was clear, but could you explain more why we would want that?
Okay. When you become like, when you get to the work life, I think you need sometimes to communicate with people, especially for us, like international. I think it's a good opportunity because you have, when you study at the campus, you study your major, not different major. But at Greek Life, you can meet a lot of people from different majors. So when you start your work, you can like get benefit from them by contacting them. Actually, they have what they call alumni. When you graduated, they still they keep in touch with each other. That's gonna be helpful if you had like a problem during your in your work. I think they might help you finding like a solution. They will help you like providing you with, for example, new technologies or new studies that you might help you in your work.
Yes. I didn't catch the reason. So you said each university has a...
Yeah, actually,
And
okay.
But America has been one of the Greek colony. So I didn't catch that. I don't know whether you said that.
the reason of Greek life or
Yes, why not like
What they say
Germany like?
why Greek? Because they are using the letters, you know, alpha, beta, phi, kappa, sigma. They use it. Actually, the problem when you get like if you get the chance to go to Encyclopedia and write about Greek life, they are talking about like secret organization, and some claim there are something behind these clubs, which I don't believe, but they use the Greek life, the Greek letters to distinguish themselves. Some claim they use the Greek letters to show the connection to the ancient Greeks who have like who had a lot of knowledge at that time. So they want to represent like the knowledge of the Greek life here using these tests.
It's like the secret.
And when I heard about African American,
Because when the Greek life when it starts with the regular name, which is Flat Hat Club, then they use the Greek letter. What is the actual reason? We'll find a lot of reasons. Some of them they say, okay, for example, what they say, phi. I don't know, but they use it like philosophy is the philosophy is something. They use the Greek letters to show like something behind. But I think the main reason is just to distinguish themselves from others.
And some reasons like in the past Greek life there was some organization and they use the letters to be like a name for secret organization. So in America they still use it as a secret for their chapter.
Actually, when we asked him, he didn't give us like specific answer.
Because they don't know the specific answer.
Yeah.
They might be, but you know, because I've read a lot before this. Before I was assigned for this, I know about the Greek one, and I've read like many about it, about the secret organization. I don't believe in it, but because I have a friend who was, he's interested like in secret organization, and he kept like telling me about it and forcing me to read about it.
For me, I use on constitution in my mail.
Uh-huh.
I don't know
What does it mean? No, they use it.
maybe 5
For example, Abdurrahman used like Abdul just to shorten his name. So they use it just to distinguish themselves, not for any other
You
reason.
cannot find a specific reason.
So those pictures that you showed at the first part of the presentation,
I got
people, they are
Uh-huh.
secret organization, I mean the skeletons.
This is
I mean,
that clip I got it from the Greek Life of website. So I thought it's going to be like interesting to think about it, but do not take it like seriously that they have something behind the scene. No, I think it's just that a club for students who have like similar interests. We got, for example, if you are interested in like politics, you can go there during your free time, like brothers and sisters about politics, something like that.
Have you seen Dead Poets Society?
Yeah.
Dead Poets Society, that film?
The
Have you
movie?
seen it? They have a secret club that all they want to do is discuss poetry. People get strange ideas about why they're meeting and what their group is. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry, you can call us.
Do you have to live in the house if you
No.
are a member?
No, you don't have. But if you want to do, like live in the club, you can. But you have to pay more.
Do you know what is the amount of money?
Actually, at
What?
the book, they provided us, because every like chapter they have different like,
There's show you the
No, I told you that we would
number. They don't choose number.
Long story, but they went, there's only one.